Long before cities or borders, before kings or colonies, there was the land. A vast, untouched expanse stretching from the icy Arctic to the temperate rainforests of the Pacific. Here, for thousands of years, the First Nations thrived, guided by the rhythm of the seasons and the wisdom of the earth. They hunted bison across the plains, carved totem poles from ancient cedars, and built societies rooted in balance and respect for nature. This was the dawn of Canada, a land alive long before it bore a name. Centuries before Columbus, sails appeared on the horizon. They belonged to the Norse, fierce explorers from the north, led by Leif Erikson. Their longships cut through freezing waters and reached the shores of Newfoundland around the year 1000 AD. Here, they built a small outpost, Vinland, the first European settlement in North America. But the Norse stayed only briefly. Conflict, distance, and the harsh elements forced them home, leaving behind a legend that would sleep for 5 centuries. 500 years later, sails returned, this time from France and England. In 1534, Jacques Cartier sailed up the St. Lawrence River, naming the land Canada, after a local Iroquoian word meaning village. His expedition marked the beginning of European exploration, trade, and ambition. Soon fur traders, fishermen, and missionaries followed, seeking fortune, faith, and fame, unaware that they were laying the foundation of a new nation. By the 1700s, Canada became a prize in a global chess game. The French in the north, the British along the coast, 2 empires, 1 land. For decades, they fought in brutal wars of conquest and ambition. The decisive moment came in 1759, at the Battle of the Plains of Abraham, when British forces seized Quebec, ending French control forever. The Union Jack rose, and Canada's destiny shifted toward a new empire. As Britain celebrated victory, revolution brewed to the south. The American colonies rose in rebellion, and Canada watched closely. While some Canadians sympathized with the revolutionaries, most stayed loyal to the crown. When the war ended in 1783, thousands of British loyalists fled north, settling in Canada. They brought new towns, new dreams, and helped shape the English-speaking Canada we know today. By the mid-19th century, the land that would become Canada was a patchwork of colonies, divided by language, distance, and ambition. But visionaries dreamed of unity. In 1867, after decades of debate and compromise, the Dominion of Canada was born, a new nation within the British Empire. Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia joined first, soon followed by vast territories that stretched from the Atlantic to the Pacific. It was a country built not by conquest, but by cooperation, perseverance, and a dream of freedom. To unite this vast new country, one impossible dream had to become real: a railway spanning the continent. From the forests of Ontario to the mountains of British Columbia, thousands of workers, many of them Chinese immigrants, laid the iron spine of a nation. Through hunger, danger, and death, they built what many said could never be built. In 1885, the Canadian Pacific Railway was completed, binding east to west with steel and determination, a symbol that Canada was no longer just a colony, but a country with a heartbeat of its own. When the world plunged into darkness in 1914, Canada stood beside Britain, not as a colony, but as a proud nation. Over 600,000 Canadians served in World War I, many never returning home. At Vimy Ridge, they fought together, English, French, indigenous, and immigrant, and won as one. In the Second World War, Canada again answered the call. Its soldiers stormed beaches in Normandy, guarded the Atlantic convoys, and built the weapons of victory. From the trenches to the skies, the wars tested Canada's courage and proved its strength to the world. After the war, Canada changed forever. Cities grew, immigrants arrived, and a modern nation took shape. In 1965, A new flag, the maple leaf, was raised, symbolizing unity beyond empire or crown. The country embraced progress, healthcare, education, equality, becoming a global example of peace and prosperity. Yet the road was not without struggle. From the fight for indigenous rights to Quebec's quest for identity, Canada's soul continued to evolve. But through it all, one truth remained: strength through diversity. Today, Canada stands as one of the most diverse nations on Earth, a land where history and progress walk hand in hand. From the Arctic tundra to the skyscrapers of Toronto, from the forests of British Columbia to the heart of Quebec, the spirit of this land endures. It is a story written not by kings or conquerors, but by its people, by their hands, their dreams, and their hope. This is Canada, strong, free, and forever rising.